guys, this is Elena, plus one awesome book, plus a gang of DNF books, and plus pouring on the background because I'm babysitting my parents' cat and he's just not willing to move. In case you want to know what I read in the first part of February, or maybe you missed it out, check out this card or maybe that link. Well, I will get started right now. Well, I arrived to Budapest in the beginning of the month and started off with my first book. It was Hungarian author Antal Serb and his collection of love stories, Love in a Bottle. Other stories about love, they are, but they about all this unhealthy and toxic and all wrong type of love that you can imagine, and that do not necessarily involve like romantic and romance, but also relationship between different type of people, different categories like parent and patrons and kids, and like so many types of love. And they all, up to the middle of the book, I believe I read about 6 stories, they were all about anti-love, let's say. And I felt it's not the kind of stories I want to read. I really wanted something more inspiring, heart-melting, love-winning, everything stories. That wasn't the case, so I decided to put this book aside up to the Halloween, because all these scary types of love that and the relationship that I'm afraid to meet in my life, or that anybody would meet, they really should belong to Halloween time. And I must mention that the very first story, it's really like creeped me out, because I was reading it around midnight, and it's about one night romance. Oh cat, bye-bye. We are good. So, between a village girl and a wizard, but when I was reading that wizard, it felt more like a bad spirit, like some kind of evil, and I was really creeped out because I'm not easily scared for the books, and I'm not reading horror because I think it can really scares me, but what I'm scared sometimes when I read about some bad spirits, about exorcism, about devil, I'm somehow afraid that through the pages, or if I watch something, that it will get through the screen into my life, so it's kind of will be a portal, for the bad spirits into my life. So I was really creeped out after reading this very first one, and it was like very scary, and I really hope the book will improve. And so then I read another story, and it was not like creepy, but then it was just about unhealthy love and relationship, and I thought like, okay, I will leave you aside and read you in some other time of my life. Well, I've been 4 books deep. At some point I understood that they are not romantic and my plan is not working out so far, so I decided to take a break and read something different, not romantic at all. So I picked up Bad Town by Frederick Bachman, and I was looking at this book for about a year because I read a Man Called Uwe and I didn't like the book. I didn't hate, I just didn't understand all the hype and all the praise that it gets. For me it was like just another story, and I really felt like stale soul. I was really ashamed of myself that I didn't enjoy it as much as everybody did, and I was like, oh my god, I'm heartless, what do I do? And I was really scared that this book, something like it's Russian, Man Called Uwe, but how wrong I was. This one is just brilliant. It's awesome book. I really love it. It definitely goes to my best reads of 2020. As you may know, this is a story of a small Swedish city, a town, Bad Town, of course it's town. And the only thing that is important there is a hockey team. And at some point, one situation happens and it splits city, town in 2 parts, and not equal parts. It's basically city against the family, and even people who usually take neutral side, they also got involved into the situation and participate in the situation. And oh guys, it's just so much thing in this book. So one thing is this tragedy that happens, and it really will make you question what is right, what is wrong, and how our relationship with the people affects our decisions. And even when we know what is right, our connection to other people will make us to pretend be blind and stand on the wrong side. Also, second part that I love so much, it's the sport thing. It speaks a lot about team spirit and sport zeal. I have a best friend, he plays baseball here in Russia. Yes, we have baseball in Russia. And also, he has a job, right, my friend. And after his job, he goes and coach different kids to play baseball, and over the weekends he plays baseball himself. So, and I was like always wondering, but what is it, the sports period that he has? And this book explains a lot. And if you, even if you're not into sport, and especially into hockey, for the time while you're reading this, you will be just in love with this kind of with this type of sport. Oh God! So it's sport is this tragedy that happens, that really controversial and very piercing story, and also the way author describes characters is just amazing, guys. I just can't say it's so many good stuff in this book, and it's kind of like chunky, you know, kind of brick. So you just need to read it. Just say, please, please read it, because it's awesome, awesome book. And I do not usually read trilogies or any like continuations and like series, but this book, They Against Us. It's here. I'm gonna read the second book. What is it? But something like They Against Us or Us Against Them. So I will definitely read the second book, but in April, and I can't wait. Another awesome thing I want to mention, that now more and more books get exactly the same covers as they have in the original, or like at least in Americans or British edition. So even by cover you can say that it's a bad town. And I was always looking at it and thinking that I've seen this somewhere, and then I realized that sometime back, maybe last year, I received this postcard, and I don't know, I think they really like. And since we are rambling, I will also show you the bookmark I made for this book. Isn't it cute? Oh. Yeah, I'm Elena, and I'm 5 years old in my soul. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry it took some time, but I just love it so much. And when we love somebody, you know, we take people and just shake them and say like, please, please do this. In my case, please read this book and give it some love and of your time. After reading Bad Town, I thought, okay, seemingly I'm on a good track again, so I can get back to my lovish books, and I picked Milkman for that. This book got Booker Prize back in 2018, and it's written by Anna Burns. Again, if you know, if you're watching and reading books, I don't even think you need me to put some cover, because it's exactly the same cover as everybody have who read in English. Well, this is a story of a girl who lives in a small town, and allegedly she has a romance with some milkman. But this milkman, he is not really a milkman. He doesn't have a farm, he doesn't even have a milk can, but people say, no, you have it. And he's really just knowing her, coming across her, and she like really freaked out with him, and like, what the hell does he want? And she has kind of boyfriend. And the funny thing about this book, that no one has name. Basically you will see just 3 names in this book, and you will see like my boyfriend, maybe boyfriend, my possible boyfriend, second husband of my second sister, or my mother, something like that. So there are no names, and I think it's done just to show you that this story could happen in any corner of the world, because what this book tried is to cram in all the possible topics and problems and issues, world issues, political issues, relationship issues, family issues, friendship issues, whatever kind of issues you want to imagine. They all are tried to to sit under this cover. And this is a mind flow. And you know, even if I didn't know this is an Irish author, by the page 10 I would say, oh, this book is written by Irish, because it's only Irish people who try to put all the problems into one book. So in the middle, okay, not middle, maybe around page, I have a page, yeah, around 90, I just gave up, because I thought it's too intellectual for me. I'm just not getting the point. There is so many things is happening, and so many thoughts on so different topics, and it's like no reading someone's diary, like lots of entries in the diary, and I didn't understand, okay, what the author wanted from me to get from this book. Makes me ponder on all world problems. Okay, but come on, come on, there is news for that. So I just think I'm not mature enough for this book, so I also just didn't finish it. That was my bookmark for Milkman. And I don't want to speak badly about this book, but I just didn't get it, and I gave it up. So, because I just think I need to grow up a bit more to understand such kind of books. And so I was still in Budapest. I didn't have any other physical copy of any book, so I thought that I would read a book that I had been wanting to read for so long. It's LMNOP. Oh guys, this is the premise is amazing. So there is a girl, She lives in a small fictional island somewhere in South Carolina, and this island believe and trust really like praise the phrase "the quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog," and this phrase that contains all the letters of the English language. And one day, and this phrase they have on some statue on the plaque. So it's pretty old. And one day, the one letter is falling out. And this city and island take it as a sign. Okay, we are not to use this letter any longer. And they just say, now you can speak this letter, you cannot speak any word that contains this letter, you cannot write any word that contains this letter. So we need to get rid of all the books and we need to rewrite them so that we find synonyms for all the words that contain this letter. And then one more letter is falling out and they're like, okay, how do we live now? And it's become really, really crazy. As I said, I'm still in a progress. I'm reading this book. So it's not that I DNF'd it, it's just I'm reading it gradually, and it has this amazing genre that I love so much. It's epistolary. I believe it's epistolary. I will put it just here, just in case you know what I'm talking. So I love when the story is told through the mails. So if you want to have some fun and some craziness in your life, pick up this book. It was really, really amazing. It is still amazing, and I'm still reading it. Well, somewhat February was a bummer because January reading was just awesome and stellar, one of the best reading months, so I am a bit disappointed, but okay, happens to the best. And in March I'm participating in one marathon that is taking place in Russian booktube world, and it's marathon when we will read only the books written by women. And it's kind of challenging because there is at least 3 books written by men that I really want to read, but okay, I'm holding them up to the February, up to April. And I guess I will see you in 2 weeks because tomorrow I'm again traveling and not to the Budapest, but maybe I will tell you later on what's happening. But please give some sign of a life that you're here, that you're watching. I will really appreciate to know that you're here with me. Bye 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 bye.